Today we have a little bit different style video for you. I'm going to be running through what we call a racetrack. It's a drill, kind of start to finish loops to where we can get bigger groups through much faster, get more reps for our students. I'm going to show you what that looks like from more of a solo CQB style. I'm going to be assessing how am I moving through the structure, things that I can work on, things I can improve on. This will be force on paper, so I have targets set up throughout the building. I'm going to be utilizing my Unit 4 training rifle as well as an airsoft pistol, and we'll be running it through clockwise and then we'll reverse it. So with that being said, let's get into it. As far as the layout, I set up all the targets, I know where they're at, but I'm gonna play it like, you know, I'm really trying to go through this blind. This is a dry run. You know, I'm gonna be accountable for my hits, make sure I'm getting good, effective hits as quickly as I can, working on weapon manipulation, things that we've covered in other videos. And the other thing I want to focus on is utilizing, you know, effective angles as a single man going through this building. If I don't have a partner, that is going to change the way that I will address certain doorways, certain hallways. One thing I want to preface with is I have a very specific path that I'm taking throughout this building. So there are going to be some areas that I'm just going to dismiss. So if you're looking like you didn't even check that area, there's a reason for it. I'm going through a very specific part of this building, focusing on the skills, not so much focused on some scenario. So let's run through this dry. Let's assess our footwork, the angles that we're taking, as well as the hits that I'm getting on target. So let's run through it. Negating some of these rooms because they're off limits down here, so we're going to move on. Ignoring all this because we went through it already. All right, and we'll index there. All right guys, let's talk about it. So as I'm making my way through, typically I would hug this near side wall. If this is my area of attack, I want to be closer to that, so I open up space for a 2 guy to cover my long and flank. But in this case, I don't have a 2-man, so I'm going to take as much real estate as I can. I'm able to pick up parts of this room that you're in right now as I'm making my way down, and then I'm also able to pick up this target all the way from back here without having to commit either way. Once I make the decision to move, I'm moving in here because yes, this is my first area that I ultimately want to assess, but I'm picking up a lot of information from back here in the hallway, and I see that it's a cluster. There's all kinds of stuff going on in here, whereas this appears to be a much smaller room. Also, if I utilize momentum and movement to get to this point, I limit my time that I'm spent exposed to this doorway. So I dart across for somebody to pick me up. I'm probably out of that frame before they can even do anything about it anyway. So I move right to this point, see there's nothing there, and then I immediately turn back around, and now let's deal with this big room. So I come to the big room here. As I hit this backside corner, this back 90, I see a target, engage it, as many times as I see fit. I think mixing up the shot counts are important for training. I get good effective hits on the target. There's a little bit of deviation with these Unit Solution 8mm BBs. So especially with the paint rounds, there's gonna be some deviation, but for the most part, all shots are on target. Quick shots as I present up onto the target is what I'm looking for. So we continue through, and you guys might notice that I'm changing positions with the rifle. The reason I'm changing positions with the rifle is now I have to go through this doorway and I have to stage this rifle in a way that's gonna allow me to be able to move the door. I could leave it here, it's not super heavy, but I got a bent wrist, it's fatiguing. Why not shelf that stock underneath my armpit and have good effective control of that rifle? So I push through, I'm not hanging out here. Anytime I'm utilizing opening a door, I'm either opening it to let it breathe back out, or I'm pushing through. So in this case, I decide to immediately go through and pin. I see nothing is back here from the same direction I came from, and then I'm immediately focusing here. As I step around this corner, I see there's a little bit of a cove, so this is my first area I want to address. A lot going on, so I'm not going to hang out. Engage with this target, good effective hits. I believe I threw 3 shots on that target, really close range. So I'm pulling the trigger as fast as I can. And then I immediately address to my next area of attack. A couple ways I could have approached this. I can come all the way out, swing all the way out here, or I can get a little bit closer. I choose to get a little bit closer, engage with that target down there. And then once this little cove is addressed, I immediately move on to my next area, assessing. You guys notice I was a little bit close at first. I was like, why don't I take this from a bigger angle? There's a window here. Why don't I utilize all this space that I have? Ignoring this parts of the building for this part of the drill. Again, the racetrack is going to lead through here. So come around the corner and I see from outside the doorway a target. I don't need to wait, I don't need to move in on it. I shoot it right from here. Good stable shooting platform, engage, and then I've already engaged with that target, so I prioritize this area that I don't have covered yet. So I step in and then I can move along. Cleared part of this back corner, and then again, switching positions with that rifle, put that stock underneath my armpit so I have good control of this rifle while I open this door. 2 things I can do. I can open it, back out, let it breathe. Shots aren't coming through the door, so now I'm gonna take it. Having a little bit of knowledge of this building, I know this door is gonna reciprocate back, so I game it a little bit and know I need to just kind of go, and then boom, target right in front of me. I gotta deal with it right here, right now. Back to that high ready position. I want to explode through this door. I see right in front of me through this glass, nothing's there. So I'm going to prioritize the area I don't have cleared. Back on, stock in the shoulder, back on the gun, and then we continue to move through. As we make our way around, you guys notice I engaged with the bathroom target, and then there was another door that was a similar setup, reciprocating door coming back into me. Again, that's why it's important to move through those different positions and why we made a whole video on it. So if you want to check out that video, click up here for more information on how you can manipulate this rifle. With all that being said, let's go back through it with the pistol. opposite direction so things look a little bit different, and then assess our marksmanship, assess our movement with the pistol. You know, whether it's home defense or you're a police officer, whatever it is, getting these reps, you can do a lot of this stuff at home. We'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video. Let's do another dry run with the pistol, working the opposite direction. Here we go. Okay, out of gas, so I'm just gonna run through it, dry fire. Bang, 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 bang. Picked up a target here, through the glass. Bang, 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 bang. Good, all right. Ran out of gas, unfortunately. When we're doing higher round count stuff, these airsoft pistols can only hold so much. But either way, that's kind of a good point and kind of a good segue into how we can train for this at home. So racetrack style, working through your home, regardless if you're two-story house, ranch style, you can work through it, get some reps in, dry fire. And we can also use other tools, which we'll talk about out here, and that is laser systems and other dry fire tools, right? So I do think it's important to understand you don't need a big unit solutions rifle, although they are useful, and you don't need a big open space like we're working in here. You can do a lot of this at home and a lot of it with dry fire. All right, guys, that's our racetrack style drill. I want to watch this back, assess what I'm doing. You guys feel free to comment down below. What did you see? What'd you like? What did you not like? Going over some of, again, those other tools that we can utilize. SIRT pistols are great. Laser pops up when I pull the trigger, as well as I really like, especially with the amount of SWAT training we're doing and the amount of focus we're putting on dry fire, this thing is super useful. Manus Blackbeard pops into your rifle. and then you can operate the safety back and forth, laser pops out. But again, you don't need these big expensive tools in order to be able to get this type of training. You can run yourself through these drills. I know Unit Solutions, one of our partners, really pushes this stuff out. They do a lot of content on their Instagram as well and in their YouTube. So make sure you check those guys out. They have a lot of drills that you can practice. This is just my dry fire. This is just my run through, my dry run through this racetrack style in our training facility, and hope you guys like the video. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do. Comment down below your thoughts on this video, as well as like it if you saw value in today's training. With that, guys, we will see you on the next video.